What can the Herminator do here? Well, there's no doubt about the aggression. It's all there. But just watch this. The mistakes made so early on the course. Right out of line, way wide of the third gate. And Meyer had it all to do from there. 0.28 behind, over a quarter of a second to make up. Well, he was to do it. Attacking the course as ever. But this St Anton Super G needed to be treated with respect. 0.28, remember, the deficit between Meyer and Franz. Approaching the ice fall now, and it's a tight line into it. Does well to keep the skis in contact with the snow, but have a look at the exit out of the ice fall. That's where Hermann Maier was to make time up. Just 1/100th quicker than Werner Franz. That was going to be good enough to put him into the lead. But was it going to be good enough to win the gold, retain his world title? He shared the gold in Vail, Colorado 2 years ago with Lasse Hus of Norway. Hermann Maier was to take the lead. 0.64 the advantage, 1:21 the new target time. So Maier, his aim was to take 3 golds away from St Anton. The Super G, the downhill and the giant slalom. And it certainly wasn't beyond him. But the icefall may have been skied well by Maier. 78% the gradient on that part of the course. But it was the very early turn, number 3, that's where all his time was lost. And it was his big rival and big friend, Stefan Eberharter, who was to follow him out of the start gate. Eberharter won the Super G title, would you believe it, a decade ago, the last time the World Championships were held in Austria, in Saalbach, Hinterglemm. Could he do it 10 years on? Maier's time, 26:30, but Maier had problems on the top part, and Eberharter was only just inside that. So relatively cleanly and unscathed through the top part of the course. What could Eberharter do on the lower sections? Carries the speed well towards the entry to the ice fall. This is the critical part, and he's slightly wider, slightly messier than Hermann Maier, but the speed was carried well over the bumps. And Maier's time certainly under threat. Perhaps not a faultless run from Stefan Eberharter. Slight mistakes on the sky turn early up. Nothing as drastic as Hermann Maier's, and Maier's time was to tumble. 1:21.54. The World Championship crown. Certainly.
New kid is next to go. This is Daron Rahlves from the United States of America. This man has the ability to stop the Austrian might. He's been doing so all season. 3rd in the downhill at Kitzbühel, 4th in the Super G at Kitzbühel. Now Daron on his day has a great feeling for the skis, but he's a little round in the turn. Again, a racer struggling on Sky Corner. 0.25, letting them run nicely. Now let's see if Daron Rahlves can hold on that speed, because this man certainly has the feeling for the skis. American racer has never won a World Championship Super G medal, but if there's ever a chance, today was the day. 0.42. Now come on, Daron Rahlves, one of the pre-race favourites for the downhill, but this could be a brilliant start for the Americans' World Championship campaign.
Yeah, I'd say just before this race started, I thought Kuch and this guy were the only one who could challenge the Austrians, and he looks good to sit there to really, he's great, Daron.
Now let's take a look at this vital turn off the ice fall. Oh, you can see him being bounced around, but he holds it on, powers it through, carries the speed. The clock stops, 0.23, and the United States of America challenging the might of Austria on home snow as Daron Rahlves from Truckee in California, the double downhill winner from last season, is making his mark at the right time. For me, the line is clean, the turn is smooth, as Rahlves could be causing the greatest upset of these World Championships. 1:21.54, and Rahlves is there! 8/100ths of a second! The USA have taken it away from Austria. Daron Rahlves goes into top position, and who would have predicted this? The 10,000 strong crowd has gone silent as Daron Rahlves takes gold medal position in the men's supergiant slalom, 8/100ths of a second, leading from start to finish, and he just managed to hold on here, Pat.
Lasse Hughes just off the podium. Rahlves, though, understandably delighted.
It's like nothing else. I mean, it's amazing to think of a world champion and think of me. I mean, it feels great, but it's just a dream come true. I knew I've had what it takes to be the best, you know, but it feels really good to step up on such a big day like this. And I feel like I can do it again, hopefully in the downhill. But Salt Lake is coming up next year for the Olympics in the U.S., and it's kind of a good momentum builder right now for that race too.
Well, Tommy Moe did it, Bill Johnson did it, and today Daron Rahlves has done it. He's won a major title.
Those two guys are definitely, one of the best in the world. It's great to stand next to them and definitely stand between them on the top. But I have a lot of respect for those guys. They're amazing skiers. They're great athletes, and they're nice guys too. It's great to come out on a day like this, in front of the Austrian crowd, and be on top, as an American.
Well, you have to feel a little bit sorry for Stefan Eberharter. So often he's beaten by Hermann Maier. Today, he betters his friend. And he says, it's a very good start for me for these World Championships. Just made it in Garmisch to get into the Austrian team. And now second position is it's success, it's important. And he's looking forward to the downhill on Saturday.